In the last 6 months, I have gone from 18,000 followers to 76,000 followers on Instagram. And one of the big reasons that this happened is because I really narrowed in on my Reels strategy. So in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you my 7 tips to 10x your Reel reach. My name is Michelle Gifford. I'm a brand marketing strategist. I help you grow your brand on Instagram. Make sure that you're subscribed so that you never miss a video. And make sure that you're sticking around to the end because 6 and 7 on this list are one of the most important things that you can do for your Instagram Reels reach. All right, let's get started. Number 1 is to use trending audio the right way. I say the right way because there's a lot of wrong ways to use trending audio. When you're using trending audio, you want to use audio before it's trending. If an audio has already been trending and you've already heard it like a bunch of times, then you're probably on the end of that trend. And the problem with that is people are already tired of hearing it. People have already seen it. So what I like to do is jump on the trend early. And how do I do that? I will look for audios that have less than 10,000 uses. When you click on an audio, it shows how many reels have been made with that. So if there's 10,000 or less, it could be a really good trending audio. The other thing I look for is the first video on the audio page. If it has 1 million views or more, or is reaching about 1 million, that is a really good indication that it's going to be a good audio as well. And I also listen to see if it's one that people can easily use and easily duplicate, because then I know people will use it. For example, if there's a beat drop at about 3 seconds, or if it's an easy lip syncing reel that people can easily adapt to any niche, then it's pretty sure that it's going to get traction. If you can go look at the audio and see that there's less than 10,000 uses, the first reel has over 1 million views, haven't heard it 1 million times, and if it's an audio that can be easily used to any niche, that has great potential to be a trending audio. Number 2 is to cut out the millennial pause. When you start a reel, especially if it's a talking head reel, there's usually a breath. And that first half a second is you breathing in. And over on TikTok, they have coined it as the millennial pause because the millennials do this. If you're a Gen Zer, then you are cutting off that breath so that you start right when that video starts. And the reason why this is important is because you only have about a half a second anyway to catch people's attention. So if that half second is filled with dead space because you're breathing in and you didn't cut it out, that's going to be a big problem and people are going to scroll on by. Number 3 is to have a good hook. So I put a hook on my cover photo for my reel, and I also put it on the first 3 seconds of my reel, because the good hook is something that tells people why they should watch to the end. One of my greatest tips I've been telling my Grow the Gram coaching group is that you need to solve a specific problem. Too many of the reels that I am auditing are too vague, too general, and they apply to too many people. But if you want to have your hook make a huge impact and get more people to click and watch, then talk about a specific problem. For example, I was helping one of my students who speaks to women over 50 who are empty nesters, and she had a reel about what to do when you're not feeling calm. That's pretty broad, right? That's not a hook. It doesn't pull you in and make you want to watch to the end. But I said, what if you change that to say what to do when you got in a fight with your adult child? You can even make that juicier with some juicier words, but that's much more specific, and it's going to speak directly to your target audience, and more people are going to watch. So when you are thinking about hooks, then I want you to speak to a specific problem. Don't go general. I want you to add curiosity. If you can, do numbers like 7 tips to blank or 7 tips to 10x your reel reach, right? And on your reel, especially on the cover photo, make it big enough to read that people can see in a glance. I have a guide. It's called the 131 Hook Guide. If you want that, it's free. You can just click the link below and sign up now. I will send it. People are using these hooks and getting huge results. So click that link right now. Number 4 is to keep it short. On average, most of the viral videos are 7 seconds or less. And there's a reason for this, because people can watch those over and over again. Does that mean that all of your videos have to be 7 seconds or less? No, it does not mean that. But what I tell my clients, what I tell my students is that you better be able to defend why your video is as long as it is. Because too often we are creating long videos because we're not taking time to edit. We're not taking time to take the stuff out that doesn't matter. And we're not taking time to edit tight enough, because our content is our gift to our viewers. We should be creating content that makes it really easy for our viewers to watch, to rewatch, to share, to save. And so it's our job as content creators to make sure that happens. Number 5 is to change angles every 2 to 3 seconds. And the reason is that people get bored if you're just talking straight to the camera and nothing else changes. Even if it's like you film here for 3 seconds and then you turn here and film this way, just that shift in background makes a huge difference. And just as a sidebar, you can watch this happen in movies, because in movies, they actually change the angle, or there's at least movement every 2 to 3 seconds. This is something we have to pay attention to because people lose interest, and it is our job as content creators to keep people engaged. Ready for number 6? This is the one that people usually miss, and that is add SEO to the whole reel. SEO stands for search engine optimization. And what that means is, well, Instagram is a search engine. And so Instagram is actively trying to figure out what kind of content content you create and who that content is for so that it can put that content in front of the people who want it most. Think of it like Google. The whole goal of Google is to make sure that if someone types in plant care for pileas, the most accurate, most valuable content comes up. And because Google has done that over and over and over again, we have come to trust Google as the source because it always pulls the best content and delivers the best content to us. Instagram is starting to become a better and better search engine. And so it is looking for clues to understand what your piece of content is about. It'll look in the words that we put right on the video. It also will look to our caption. And our caption should have keywords that people would search for to find our content. And our hashtags should have those keywords as well. They're just different ways that we can help Instagram understand what our content's about. Right before you go to post your reel, you can add topics to your reel. And this is another way that Instagram's trying to understand what our content's about. The last one is, I think, the most important one, and that is to post often, watch insights, and repeat what's doing well. You are not going to get really good at creating content unless you create a lot of content. Pay attention to the things that other people in your industry are posting that are doing well, and see if you can put your own spin on it. It can become a numbers game, right? Because maybe you post 3 reels a week. You're going to get better at the rate of 3 reels a week. But if you commit to creating 6 reels a week or 12, then it changes how fast you can get better at creating content. So create more content and give more chances for Instagram to understand who you are and to have more opportunities for your reel to do really well. If you stick to these 7 steps to increasing your reel's reach, you are going to see results, but you have to do the work and you have to keep creating. If you have any questions about how to create it and if you're getting stuck, find me on Instagram, leave me a comment below, and make sure you're following me for more tips and strategies.